all in that first session of the chase. Nepal will be pretty pleased with that. And this tournament continues to churn out the future stars of the next generation. What about the current generation who've come through this tournament? Let's take a look at one of the very best of them in these iconic images of Rohit Sharma, current Indian Test captain. Looks like just a youngster there, doesn't he, in his teenage years, his early Indian career.
I can tell you, it's not long after these images we're seeing were played, he joined us at the Deccan Chargers in the IPL. None of us had ever heard of him. And then when he played, it was like, wow, this kid is only 20 and he is a phenomenal talent. And he's gone on to show everybody the skills he does possess. But he was brilliant in the group and offered a lot even as a young man, and you can see why he is captaincy material.
What was it about him when he came into the group that really stood out? Would there have been many that you kind of have come into groups like that and you say, oh, he's going to play 100+ tests?
There's no ego with Rohit Sharma. He's still a down-to-earth, humble guy. He had all the skills. We all could tell straight away. Remember, Adam Gilchrist described him, the great Australian wicketkeeper, as the length of the Flemington Strait, which, for those wondering, is a horse race track in Australia. The length of the Flemington Strait in front of any other 20-year-old in the world. After that first season of the IPL, he was such a talent.
That's how good he was. Furlongs ahead. And continues to be. Slight change of the field coming. They're going to go with, they're thinking, I think, about maybe a slip in place or maybe a catching man in on the leg side. Instead, the mid-wickets come around to square leg, and now they're going to fill up the leg side. So 5 fielders on the leg, 4 on the off. Almost encouraging or tempting Kamal to play that favoured stroke as he loves a late cut.
It's an interesting field, isn't it? You don't often see a heavy leg side field for a left arm spinner.
Particularly given Kamal loves the offside. He had 4 consecutive boundaries in that innings of 90. In the first group game down in East London, they were all through behind square on the offside. But what Pandey is going to try and do is bowl really straight to him into leg stump, almost tempting to play that shot off the incorrect line.
It's not a bad option, is it? It's not necessarily what you'd ideally like to see from your left arm spinner, but
that's where he goes, behind square on the offside. No real control, only a single.
No, but exactly, if he's looking to play that cut shot with the angle, maybe just sliding them in, if there's a little bit of inconsistent bounce, and there hasn't been too much of it to date, and that bowled in, not so much LBW, but the bowled sliding through is a real option. Man under the helmet now, so another change, still keeping with that leg side field.
And also mid-off coming up into the circle. It's the exact line he wants to bowl. Cramp up the 2 Nepali batters for him. 18 bowled, 61 for 1.
चल शाबाश शाबाश थोड़ा आजा इधर ये है अर्शी ने इधर.
Well, 2 more overs in the books and we'll have an official result whatever happens from here. For Nepal, they'd need to be 91 to be DLS par, so they're well behind at the moment. But will they be pleased with the platform that they're developing? Still Dev Canal to come, who's looked very good.
Somewhat pleased. The fact that they've only lost the 1 wicket in the first 18 overs, I think, is a real bonus. I think it's a platform that you talk about, but I think they probably needed another 20 runs this stage to at least be in touch with where Duckworth-Lewis gets to. At this stage, they're going to need a big over of 15, and then probably another one of 10 just to catch up. And you're right, when there is this threat of rain, you've got to be there or thereabouts, so you've got options.
I wonder, is it an opportunity to take some risk here for Nepal? They're in a position they may never be in again. They're kind of hanging around in this contest. Can they put some pressure back on India's bowlers by at least taking some calculated risk and try to stem this flow of dot balls and start to find those ones, those twos, and a few boundaries?
I spoke about it in the first innings. You must get the field you want as a batsman, and if that means mid-on inside the circle, I don't think you can allow that to happen. Step out of your crease, hit one over his head, take that one risk, and then you can knock it down the ground, because there isn't a huge amount of turn.
Happy to just continue blocking out. Just one run from the over. It's 62 for 1.
क्या चाहिए?
Well, not too dissimilar, these positions as of right now, although there is 23 runs between the sides. Nepal have lost 2 less wickets, so they've a benefit there. The problem was, from this stage on, came that incredible partnership for the 4th wicket for India, with the Centurions, Saharan and Das being so impressive. It's now the time for Nepal to start to shift gears, start to have a crack.
Yeah, most definitely. There's still that 6 fieldsmen inside from India inside the ring, which means they believe they're under control. They don't believe Nepal will take too many risks. It's a very similar field to what we saw in the first innings, with a cover and an extra cover, keeping the ball quite full. As line and length from both left-arm spinners have been exemplary. So you're looking to drive down the ground into those fieldsmen, but that's a lot better. Just a fraction more intent. They have to understand, this Nepali batsman, that you will get more bad balls bowled to you when you're putting the bowler under pressure. But I thought the last game and this one, they've allowed the bowlers to bowl at them, and they haven't tried too much. They've respected the bowling. They've played the right shot to the right ball by and large, but it doesn't bring about a strike rate to help you get a good, decent total.
And as a consequence, there's no pressure on these 2 left-arm spinners. Right now, they're just twirling away, landing at a very similar spot over and over and over again. Their accuracy is incredible, but there's no risk being taken by Nepal to put pressure back on them. There's no boundary option being looked for, no use of the feet. The occasional single may come, but it's not going to be enough. The required run rate is going to crush this game sooner rather than later, unless something changes. 20 have been bowled, 64 for 1.